Hello friends, Perez Hilton here. Starting off with the very sad news of the death of Avicii, the iconic and world-renowned DJ and producer from Sweden, has died at just 28 years old. His publicist has confirmed the passing and said that no further details would be given. In the past, Avicii was open with his alcohol-related issues. He also had a lot of hospitalizations and spoke about the pressure of achieving global fame and success at such a young age, sending love and light and strength to his family. Also, in health-related news, I mentioned earlier in the week how Abby Lee Miller, formerly of Dance Moms, had to have emergency life-saving operation, a procedure to remove what was thought to be an infection in her spine. Well, unfortunately, we are now finding out that Abby Lee, who just a couple of weeks ago was released from prison, has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a type of cancer. I did Google the survival rate and it's fairly good, so just sending her healing vibes. I have so much else to get to, but a friendly reminder before I do, I am now on Cameo. Make sure to get a personalized video from me. Happy birthday, graduation, whatever. Book cameo.com/Perez Hilton. And also follow me on Instagram, Perez Hilton and the Perez Hilton. I've got the links below. On to music-related news. I always love talking about music. ARIANA Grande released a new single called No More Tears to Cry. I did a reaction video to that. If you missed it, check it out. Also, Liam Payne released a new song with J Balvin called Familia. Familiar. I don't remember, but I do like it. I liked it way better than the Ariana song, Sorry Not Sorry, as Demi Lovato says. In even more music-related news, there will be no charges filed against anybody in the death of Prince due to lack of reliable evidence. Authorities were unable to determine how or from whom he got all of the prescription medication that ultimately resulted in the loss of his life. But in brighter Prince news, the family released a recording of Prince performing Nothing Compares to You. And bringing it back down for a minute, SINEAD O'CONNOR, who famously made that song a hit across the globe, says that Prince was a hardcore drug addict and violent towards women. Her words, she worked with him, she knew him, that's what she says. You can read in detail about what SINEAD says on PerezHilton.com. In other news, that's also music related, Carrie Underwood just gave an interview with the Bobby Bones show. Her first real interview since having an accident that left her scarred and having to have a procedure to correct it. She seemed very different. Not physically, just spiritually. I just want to give her a big hug. I'm a big Carrie Underwood fan and just sending her a big hug. Some Taylor Swift fans are not happy that all of a sudden there is a big sale for tickets to her Reputation tour. You can save about 19% on tickets, and the fans that paid full price are a little peeved about that. Oops. In more music-related news, Kanye West has announced that he is releasing not one, but 2 new albums in June, 1 week apart. A solo album and then a collaboration album with Kid Cudi. If you're a hardcore Kanye West fan, that's awesome. I really like Kanye. I'm not going to listen to 2 new albums from him, though, in 2 weeks. That's too much Kanye. You're oversaturating the market, diluting your importance, I think. Is that too much Kanye for you? Or are you really happy? I mean, even if Madonna released 2 albums 2 weeks apart, I'd be like, girl, space them out for 6 months or something. Like, make each one feel more special. But that's just me. Some people might think this is genius, like Kanye. Speaking of Kanye, his wife, Kim Kardashian, has announced that she and her sisters are closing all of the Dash boutiques for good. Also, there is this rumor that Kendall Jenner is pregnant. I did not start it. I don't believe it, which means it's probably true. But what is definitely true is that she and Blake Griffin are back together. Also, Tristan Thompson is now a bench warmer. Suits him right. Not playing in the NBA playoffs with his team. From that couple, Tristan and Khloe, to Nikki Bella and John Cena, Nikki's sister, BRIE BELLA, is clearing the air about an alleged response to the split of her sister and the WWE superstar. BRIE says, "I will always love John Cena like a brother. He'll always be family. My heart is hurting for he and my sister." Even more music-related news, an update on a story that I spoke about earlier this week. Mariah Carey sued for sexual harassment and other things by her former manager, Stella Stolper. Mariah is denying all of these allegations now, also saying that Stella was terminated due to failure to perform her job effectively and ill-serving her client. On to some stage news, because I love Broadway. This actress who is currently starring in Frozen on Broadway, Patty Murin, is speaking out about having massive anxiety and having to skip out on a performance. That's awesome. Take your mental health days. The theater, though, kind of has an expectation of the show must go on. You got to take your sick days, but I would imagine that if this happens regularly, like once a week, that may be too much for theater producers. Can you even be fired for something like that if you have anxiety? I don't know. And then can you sue if you do get fired? I want to talk about this on my podcast. I'm very interested. On to some couples news. Paula Patton has a new boyfriend who is still married and possibly even still living with his ex-wife. Would you date a married man? I don't know if, I probably would have sex with a married man if he's not in the relationship anymore. But probably not if he's still living with the ex, no. Get informed, okay? You gotta know all the details. And let's end things on some really happy, positive couples news. Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child is engaged, and her husband-to-be seems like such a match. He's a pastor. You remember she released a gospel album and everything? This is a match made in heaven. Thank you, G-O-D. Woo-woo. And that's that. I am Perez Hilton. You are awesome. Book a video with me on Cameo. Follow me on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, share, follow, subscribe, all that good jazz. I love ya. Mwah.